Hello everyone, today we are taking a look at the BrickBrosUK alternative build for the Resistance Troopers Battlepack. Now this took me less time to build than the speeder did, and I think this build is actually better than the initial build. So, how this build was originally laid out is, we had a little speeder, and we had a turret, and only two figures could fit realistically onto there. You could get all four on, it just looks terrible though. So, today we're going to actually take an in-depth look at the build. So, let me just get these figures off of here and we can take a look. Alright, so, this is the actual set. They call it the Recon Outpost, and I think that's a pretty good name for it. So, BrickBrosUK is, well, I only know them really for their Star Wars alternative builds, but they seem like good reviewers or a good reviewer. I only really know one of the reviewers that I've seen so far, but it's a pretty good channel, so I recommend you go subscribe to them, and I'll actually leave you the link to their original video. So if we take a look at this actual mock or alternative build, we can see there are different stations for each trooper to work at. All four of them have their own little spots. Now, the only downside to this entire mock is the this turret over here. It breaks off pretty easily because it's only attached in this tube here onto this engine piece. So you kind of have to keep it a little bit slower when you're swiveling it. But other than that, I really like the build. So if this set were to come with dark gray stud to cross pieces, it would probably look much better, because if we go back here, you can see this here. Also see the yellow. So I recommend that you, if you have any, use dark gray 2x2 tiles or 2x2 plates, and also a dark gray, whatever that's called. Just basically all the colors that don't fit in can be replaced with dark gray, I think. Unless Lego never made those pieces in dark gray. But I really like how this thing utilizes all of your figures, and they're just not standing around. And also, if you're like me, you collect these Resistance battle packs to make an army, you don't want to have a bunch of speeders, and you also don't want to throw all these pieces in a bin, because you'll most likely never end up using some of these pieces. I mean, what are you honestly going to use this cone for? Or one of these teethed circles? I can't think of any scenario where, well, you probably could, but I can't think of many scenarios where I would need to use them. So this is actually a great little set that you could build if you don't feel like having any more of the speeders, or you just want to build this in general. So the build for this is definitely much better. There's only one con, which is this. So we're going to take a closer look at each station. So first, we have the blaster cannon, and it looks wonderful. And if we just take one of our troopers and we turn his hand, we can easily attach him to the turret. And he can sit straight however you want it. I think even in the video they mentioned that they did not like how the turret was made. Now obviously this thing is still easy to pop off, as you saw. I just did, but you can still swivel it, and it is more comfortable. It is a better swivel, and it doesn't like how the old one, how it was laid out. This was how the turret was, so if you tried to swivel it, it would look down, and it just did not look good. So this is definitely a really nice layout for this turret. So we look at the barrier here. It's a pretty simple build. You just kind of have these black pieces here that connect it to the platform. So we can put it back on here, and you can just stick a shooter right behind there to shoot any incoming First Order troopers, and it acts as cover. We also have the utilization of this connector plate here to hold the blasters of all of the troopers that are not in need of their weapons currently, because 2 are going to be on here and 1 is actually going to be on the radio array. We take a look at the third build. We have, just this thing is sitting here, and we also have the actual recon turret, as they call it in the video, but this is more of a fully automatic turret, and you can actually stick one of your figures on here to blast the First Order troopers, and this would be more of a fully automatic machine turret, or an infantry turret. And we also get to the back here with this radio console array, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is basically just here to, first of all, give somewhere for the commander to work, have his own station, and also to, use up extra pieces that don't really fit anywhere else into this build. So, we've basically covered everything about this part of the system, the actual build. So right now we're actually going to move this out of the way and take a look at some of the extra pieces you get from the set. So the extra pieces include a dark gray corner plate, 5 clear undertiles, because you don't really need them anymore. And also, the best one, I think, the transparent light blue 1x1 cone. Definitely a wonderful line of extra pieces, and that's excluding all of the light studs. And actually, so you don't have a bunch of extra studs laying around, they utilized 2 extra transparent blue studs on the set. So overall, a great alternative build, and in the description you will find the original video on how to actually build this. Great instructions, you just have to pause a lot, it doesn't matter. And also, they did do a First Order alternative build, so we'll take a look at that next time. Alright guys, see you later.